guys, Abby from Voices of Eve Birth Ministries here, and usually my videos are directed more towards parents or expecting parents, but today I want to talk directly to the people who are supporting someone who has just brought a new baby into their family, especially those who brought their first baby into their home. As we all know who have been there, it takes a lot of adjusting, getting used to being in the swing of parenthood and the swing of taking care of a newborn, and all of these changes come with a variety of challenges, and it can be slightly different for different people, but there's a few things that you can do that can help you support the people in your life, and I want to talk about that today. So the first thing that we all need to realize is that new families need time. Taking care of a baby is a lot of work, and a lot of times you can get so wrapped up in, feeding schedules and diaper changes and trying to make breastfeeding successful and trying to make sure everybody gets to see the baby that you don't really get to spend much time bonding with your baby. And this is super important. When you look back across time, and especially like if you look in third world countries how it's done today, there is a lot of grace given to new mothers. A lot of times they don't have to pull their load as much because they're caring for their newborn and recovering from birth and stuff, and the older women in the village will take over their responsibilities and help that mother be able to spend that time with her child. It is super common in other places, and when you look back across our history, it's very common in our history too. But with society the way it is, a lot of mothers are returning to work as little as a week after having a baby. I know someone personally who went back after 10 days, and there's just so much stress that comes when that bond is not able to have its time to grow and develop. And this is a brand new person in the world with a whole new different set of needs and desires and personality, and we need to make sure that we are caring for families and giving them that time and space to bond with their baby. As much as we all want to snuggle and cuddle that baby, we also need to make sure that they're getting the time they need to snuggle the baby, because making sure that a mother, especially a mother, but the father as well, to have that time to connect with their baby can help reduce cases of postpartum depression. It's not a fail-safe. It doesn't mean that it's not going to happen, but when they have that space to really nurture that relationship in a supportive and stress-free environment, it's much less likely to be present. Also, recovery from birth is a mental, emotional, and physical challenge sometimes, and giving a mother time to heal is very important. Giving her time to rest so that she doesn't have to feel like she has to sit up and visit a bunch of people for long periods of time. And when you look at the average family, having 2 sets of grandparents, sometimes 3, sometimes one or 2 sets of great grandparents, and close friends, siblings, aunts and uncles, co-workers, all these people that want to see the baby. To the people on the outside, it's just like, well, I just want to see the baby and I just want to spend a lot of time with the baby, but they may not realize that they're in a long list of people who all want to see the baby and all want to spend that long time with the baby. Now, this is not to say that you don't need to be spending time at all. In fact, I want to say the opposite. You do need to be spending time with that baby and with that family, but maybe we could shift our focus a little, combine that time visiting the baby with also helping the new family out, because when when 1 or 2 people come over to spend a couple of hours with the baby, and that takes away time from the mother or the father to be able to do things around the house that they needed to do, like, laundry or dishes or washing clothes. So then after you leave, now the new family has to juggle the baby who's needing to sleep or, needing to be woke up because it was held too long, and then also having to juggle all of their chores and things around the house, or even, work things. So maybe next time you visit your friend or your relative who just had a baby recently, you can combine it with, hey, can I hold the baby and do some laundry for you? And also make sure that you're not doing long extended periods unless specifically requested by the family. Visit the baby, snuggle the baby, but then also give the mother some peace and quiet. Give the father some peace and quiet so that they can enjoy getting to know their child. And the thing with a new baby, the most awesome thing about a new baby is it's a whole human life that hopefully will be a very long, happy life with full of amazing memories, like soccer practices and starring in a play and things like that. There's going to be tons of way for you to connect with this human being that isn't just having to be done in those first few months. There's a lot to come. And playing it as a long game instead of a short game is just so much better for you, so much better for the people who are caring for this newborn. So keep in mind that, you know, a lot of times when we go like, well, I'm just there for an hour, but if that whole hour the baby's sleeping and that mother could have been napping or could have been doing something else that she wanted to do or needed to get done, showering, then, you know, it can be a lot on a mother's day who is feeding a child every average 90 minutes and changing 10 to 12 diapers and rocking to sleep. And sometimes babies don't like to be put down after you rock them to sleep. I had one of those babies that only slept 15 minutes at a time unless she was held. So, you know, there's just a lot, and when you take even what feels like a short period of time to you, it can be monumental to that mother. So just a couple of quick tips to wrap up the video. One is don't stay too long and don't come too often. Make sure that, you know, the times that you come are rich and nourishing and helpful and maybe a little bit more spaced out instead of a few hectic, frantic, frustrated visits that end up just not fulfilling your needs to connect with the new baby and not fulfilling the mother and father's needs to have that support of their environment. So, and then when you come and visit, bring some food. Offer to do lot of options, being here are the things that I can do for you, which would you like me to do? Those first few months are so important to a new family, and that space should be sacred and held by the people who love them and respected by the people who love them, because that's how you build strong family bonds. It's not so much being there as much as you can all the time, but making sure that the times that you're there are rich and important and nourishing. And ultimately, you'll be happier in the times that you get to visit. They'll be happier, the baby will be happier, literally everybody will be happier. So I just thought this was something so important, remembering back on times, you know, when I had a newborn, remembering how stressful and tiring it was, and realizing that a lot of times unneeded stress are added to the loads of new parents. So nobody wants to do that, and nobody does that intentionally, I don't think. So here's some helpful tips. Really think about the people with newborns in your life and think about how they might need some help and some support through this difficult time. Or not difficult time, but, you know, new time, overcoming new challenges. So yeah, check out my website for a ton of helpful resources. I also have a newsletter that I share on women's health. Comment if you'd like the link to join that. And yeah, you guys have a blessed day.